Hello there and welcome. In this video, I will guide you through the fluid ideology system of RIMWORLD. We're going to be creating together a fluid ideology. I'll be explaining everything you need to know, and everything in this video will also guide you through the understanding of all the other things you can do with the ideology system, because basically once you've understood this one, everything else is actually quite easy to follow through as well. So, first up, when we create a fluid ideology, we start basically with a small sort of religion, and we can develop it over the course of the time. Unlike the predefined ones, where we get a strong set of things that change our gameplay, when we go for this one, we get to select first up the structure, which is really truly not gameplay influencing at all, so you can take here whatever you want to. But the meme is what we are after. So this is the first one that we can select. We can't take any of the high impact ones when we start with the fluid ideology. If we would want that, we would need to either take one of the prefabricated ones, or you can go for a fixed creation. But we're going to stick to this one. In the fixed creation, it's basically the sandbox of ideology. You can't just mix and match everything together how you want it to. This is how these here have been created. Now, we're going to be just creating whatever you want to. Here, select what you want to select. You get to add in other memes over the course of the time, and you could even edit the ones that you've chosen later as well. So, choose something that fits to your game plan. Here we're taking something simple like the collectivist, and now we get to customize the ideology. This is the starting point. As you see here, this point system, when it's full, allows us to develop our ideology further and give us a new meme and rework everything. But more about that later. First up, I want to show you here that at this point you can select what kind of style you want to use. This defines the items that your ideology gets to play with. It's quite interesting if you want to define that. Here we get to use select which culture we want to use. So if you want to be an offspring of the Imperials, for example, name-wise, this is only the name pool and such. And last but not least, we can here have a preview about the ambient sound of the chosen styles. We also can select more styles than one. Yeah. But now to the roles, to the precepts. The precepts are the rules your ideology will live by. Each one of these precepts can be clicked and changed. It always imposes a sort of a rule to your people if they follow that ideology, so you should choose something that is to your liking. Here you can do everything that is in sync with your memes. Some of these precepts, for example, the blindness one, can only be changed if you have the meme blindside. A couple of precepts all work like that. A couple of them can be configured like you want to. There is quite the room for whatever you want to do. You can here add any precept that is compatible to your current selection of memes. And I gotta say here you can make it as easy or as hard as you want it to, because a couple of these precepts can be tweaked to a point that things are quite easy or hard to your own liking. This is a sandbox game after all. So once you have configured your precepts the way you want to, you now get to choose the roles and rituals. The roles are persons of high standing in your ideology, and they always come with a couple of abilities and requirements. I highly recommend to edit the apparel that they want to have. I'm personally a big fan of editing in the way. There's no downside to that, except for the loss of a small mood bonus. If you can, add in the roles that you have. Later when you reform your ideology, new ones might pop up. When it comes down to the rituals, I highly recommend to bring in as many as you feel good with. They can be either made to be celebrated at a specific date, or can be made at any time with a cooldown. There's usually an additional reward that you can choose from, here again linked to your memes. The rituals are important because the rituals generate the points that you use to evolve your ideology. Therefore, have a couple of rituals that you want to use on top of the funeral one, because otherwise evolution will take unnecessarily long. When it comes down to buildings and relics and venerated animals, these are all just fluff and things to your own liking. You can configure these however you want to. Gameplay mechanical impact only have the rituals, the roles, and the precepts. The relics will eventually be available as quests that you can find for your own folk, and the buildings here, well, it's just defining how your temple will look like, and the venerated animal will make your people happy when it's around. If not, then not. So that's that. Once your ideology has been created, it will be applied to all of your starters and the left behind people that can be found later as well. It is highly recommendable to have at least two people that have a social passion in your colony if you want to play with ideology, because the leader as well as the priest will be much more powerful with these abilities. If you don't have two people with social ability available, it is unironically more smart to assign the social talented person to the priesthood, because the priests convert people to your ideology and you want a person as good as possible here. Now, how to evolve your ideology. Once you have set up yourself a temple, you can then make these rituals happen like we had it here. And each one of these rituals, I just demonstrated here for the sake of demonstration. Obviously, we need a proper room for that. And every time we do a ritual, depending on the quality, we gain points for the development. Low quality, no points. High quality, high amount of points. As you see here, the boring one didn't generate any points, and the leader speech has a chance to do that, and basically all of these rituals at the ritual spot can generate development points. Once the development points are enough, we're going to go here into the dev mode. Loopity-doop. We have this here, and then we can reform our ideology. We can even change the structure, we can add a meme, and as you see here now, we have also the high impact memes available. From that point on, we select something, we get warned what has changed, and then we get to change our we can change our precepts one more time here. Can add or remove them as you see fit at this point here again. So precepts that you didn't like can be changed at that point. When once it's done, you have this point counter reset again, and then you can fill it again, and then things go again like that. You can also, like I said, remove things again if you didn't like them. It's all possible. The counter just increases every time you do a reformation, and that's that. So, I hope that this was helpful. I kept it as quick and compact as possible in this video because I respect your time, and I hope that all questions have been resolved in this. If not, ask away in the comment section or add in anything which you feel like I should have added into the video, because I always like to learn new things. RimWorld is a deep and complex game, and even after thousands of hours, I'm still learning, and I love it. Now, leave a like, leave a subscribe, consider donating via Ko-fi or any other given means. If my work is worth a dime to you, it would really mean a lot to me. And many thanks to all the supporters, and of course, thanks for watching this video, and see you all next time.